If you guys need any cards, packs, sleeves, anything of that nature, shop on TCG Player using my affiliate link in the description. What's good, YouTube? I was unfortunately not able to stream the top 8 of the World Championship because the players were for some reason allowed to turn this into some kind of multi-day fiasco again. So just want to clarify, not my fault at all, but we weren't really able to stream the top cut, and that is sad, but I think we have convinced the tournament organizers to change the way that's going to be handled in the future, so it's not going to be happening anymore with these events. Now then, in lieu of that, I'm instead going to review all of the replays from the top 8, so you still get some semblance of closure, get to watch the final matches of the tournament. So, yeah, starting here with Giorgione versus Ludo. So we got a battle of the Italians straight away. I think they're both playing Blackwings in this match here, so there was a lot of Blackwing decks and Vayu decks in Top Cut here. Definitely, it was a lot more dominant relative to Ribbit Rulers. I'm going to be going over the deck lists tomorrow on the channel. I don't have them yet today because they just haven't been posted on Format Library, but I assume they will be soon because the tournament just like wrapped up. So definitely I'll be going over that probably by tomorrow, but you know, whenever the deck lists get posted to the website. So here we got a dust shoot going off, and don't you always love this awkward moment when you dust shoot and you see that they're going to dust shoot you back? Very fun. So we see Giorgione is going to take the Blizzard because it's the only choice. Going to get dust shooted back, probably going to lose that Spirit Reaper, I would assume. Well, I guess it depends because the Kalut makes the Whirlwind live. It's like kind of an issue. You could book it. We'll see what they draw off the Legacy. So they draw into a Vayu, just going to poke with that. Actually gets mirrored because we know about the Icarus attack, and we don't want to play into that. Interesting tech choice here, having the Spirit Reaper in the Blackwing deck, actually, and they're going to take the Spirit Reaper, and the plan is to just use Book of Moon to disrupt the normal summon here. Alright, not a bad choice. We're going to go set Icarus. We draw Typhoon, not good. We would have preferred to have a monster here. Swing in with Kalut, maybe not going to summon the other one, going to hold it in our hand to use with the first one. Draw into Brain Control, that's pretty good. Going to keep swinging directly for 14 until our opponent eventually draws a monster, which they have not managed to do so far. We're going to go end phase Icarus attack, but the MST is going to be chained here, so that's actually a kind of negative trade there. Going to hit in for 18 more, and we draw into a Brain Control. At this point, we just set everything, say screw it, Blind Allure, find a Bora, but that doesn't really get over this. If we set it, it's just going to get run over, and the opponent's going to get a free search, so we actually just hold it in our hand. Opponent, meanwhile, going to hit for 18. We're getting super low over here. We need something. We draw Dark Arm Dragon. What is the status on that? Dead. You almost... I think you just... You don't have to ram this. You could technically ram it, or you could set it and just Icarus your own card. But I think it's probably better to just ram it and drop Dad. And it looks like that's what we're going to do. Not going to summon one from the deck. Just going to go for Brain Control on the Dark Arm Dragon. That's the end of the game. Yeah, none of those back row do anything. So, on to the next one. Game number 2. We draw 5 traps. Oh, man, that is... Yeah. Sometimes you just draw hands like this, and you know you're in for one hell of a ride. We're setting 3. Okay, we've got an Allure. Very nice. Draw into the third Kalut. We just got all 3 of them chilling here. A certifiable C moment. We get deprisoned, though. And finally, we draw a monster. We could summon Shura. It will get bottomless, though. Okay, we drew 1 monster. It just instantly got banished. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. We're swinging in with the second Kalut now, playing around the bottomless trap hole. That's pretty nice. We're going to special out Cyber Dragon. Do you Kalut here? Probably just Kalut here, I think. Lets you play around, just dust shoot and stuff. It gets a Dark in the grave. It gets a Blackwing in the grave for Blizzard as well. So I think it's good to do. We're going to set a Royal Oppression. We activate Whirlwind here, and then summon, and then, yeah, we kind of played into that Torrential Hardcore. I guess the plan was we could follow it up with Dad, but the Oppression is going to say no. Yeah, it's not fantastic. We draw into a Bora, but it eats a Deprison. We should probably have Deprisoned this by now. Yeah, I just kind of took 14 damage for no reason. Now we're going to take 17 because we can't do anything here. Let's see. We draw Starlight Road. That's dead. We swing in with Bora again. We draw as Icarus. Man... It really is just like a battle of who can draw monsters here. So we're going down to 200 life. We draw Blizzard finally. Going to use the effect and chain block with the Black Whirlwind so that they can't Oppression. That's nice. There is like a Judgment. Why didn't they just Judgment the Blizzard, actually? I guess they fear getting judgmented back, but like he would have just won. I don't know. Gale goes in to have it. We go for Icarus attack. That's going to get solemned, so we're going to have to use the second Icarus attack. Or no, that's going to get roted, and then Icarus number 2 gets solemned? Or what happened there? Yeah, I assume that's what happened. No, actually, I'm super confused. Confused how that one ended. Whatever. Next match, we got Gia versus Turna. Gia, my teammate, playing Christia Sworn. Going to go summon a Lila out that MST. End phase, we're going to mill 3, mill a Plague. That's pretty nice. Okay, we're just going to set, and yeah, that's the danger of not adding the Lila. We just eat a Celestia. Painful. Okay, Celestia hits into a Gorz. The Gorz going to be dropped, and now we go main phase 2, stack for Plague. Going to make Black Rose Dragon. How many fairies are we looking at down here? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So if we use one of these Honest, the Christia is live. Oh, it looks like Turna forgot to take 2300 there. So now we go for Beckoning. I guess that just makes Christia alive by itself. Okay, that's fine. We're going to add everything back, summon the Christia, add back an Honest. Now we go for Recharge. Or did we? Yeah, okay. So now we're just hitting in, and they got to find an out to this Christia. They have a Gale, but that doesn't really do it. We go set 2. Hopefully we can resolve this D-Prison here. How many fairies are in the grave? There should be 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. All right, all is making sense. We go set the Honest. Rhoda's going to get an Armageddonite, which is going to put us to 2 darks. We go for Burial. That puts us to 3 darks. The Dark on Dragon comes down, kills the Honest. Turner's actually getting back into this one here. We're going to hit in for a whole lot of damage. And the set card is just Heavy Storm, but Gia needs to draw something, and that is not it. But Christia is just live because the 4th fairy has been killed, so we can go add back Honest here. And then we can use the double Honest to just go for a game, right? That seems logical. I guess we're not going to do that. We're going to be absolutely sure that we don't lose if this is a battle trap. We're going to summon the second Honest and use it to get over the Dark Arm Dragon. Alright, so Heavy Storm going to go off. Beckoning Light going to be changed. Still no Orange Light down there, which is a little awkward, but we can get JD plus Raikou. Okay. And then we swing in, and we use Armor Master effect. Oh, this was like just a straight-up normally made Armor Master with the Gale and the Armageddonite. That's pretty neat. So it's going to put the Christia, well, it could put the Christia to 0, but just going to hit over it while it's in defense mode. Because obviously if they left it in attack mode, it would have just died, which would have not been good. We got a Dust Shoot and a Bottomless set. Raikou's going to flip up. We're going to go for a back row. Probably just drop the JD, right? Yeah. Drop the JD, pay the 1,000, on to the next game. Okay. Game number 2, we have Turna opening up, setting a Raikou. So after narrowly losing game number 1, he's got to win both of these in a row. Mills a Plague and a Sirocco. You cannot make this shit up. Oh, man. Vayu do be like that. To be fair, Christia Sworn is probably like even more high rolly than Vayu Turbo. I think everyone would agree. So you got to let the man get some luck here. And we swing in with the Spirit Reaper tech that he appears to also be on. Going to rip the Lila. End phase Decree, though. That's pretty good. We're going to use Mind Control to clear the Spirit Reaper. Also pretty good. We're just going to normal summon an Armageddonite. Go in with the Vayu play. Into a Plague play here. Going to make Dark End Dragon. And that is tough. That is tough because all our starters are flip monsters. And they just get killed by Dark End every turn. We draw into a JD, but not even close to being live, right? Only one name. And then we draw into a Greffer. That's going to be the end of the game. All right. On to the next one. So game number 3 here. Gia's going to start. Just goes set Hamster. Card Trooper, though, very good to answer that. Pretty much going to clear this effectively by itself. Gia draws. She's going to use Mind Control because she has Plague in her hand. So technically she could sync off with this Trooper and clear it semi-efficiently. Just going to go set Decree and pass. We're going to summon a Sirocco, attack into the Raikou, just get killed here, and then we set Solemn Judgment and My Body. End phase Royal Decree, though. Not going to summon Arcus. Going to hold it in our hand, maybe just in case we top deck a Solar Recharge. Turna now going to go in with an Armed Wing, special out Gale, have the Magical Android, and now we're in a pretty strong spot here. Gia doesn't really have anything. She's got multiple trap cards under Decree, which isn't what you want. We're going to summon Arcus. Raiko's going to clear the decree. Actually, kind of convenient for Gia because now she doesn't have to like do some weird Typhoon her own decree play. We're going to set all 3, get 2 mills. Maybe should have held more in hand to try and do some kind of beckoning light play, or yeah, I'm not sure. Like, because you also have Plague. Torrential's going to go off, but it's just going to eat at my body. And the other card is Solemn too, so hard to say. Typhoon going to be used right now, I guess. Fearing return from the different dimension, but actually it was a Solemn Judgment. So we're going to make Colossal Fighter. We're going to banish, and this is not lethal, right? Unless Gia's life point meter is as broken as Turna's here. Wait, what? I swear it wasn't lethal. Am I missing something? Did she just draw that card, or I don't know. Maybe it was lethal. 5,000. Oh yeah, you know what? I think this just is straight up lethal because this is a 29 3K Colossal Fighter, so it's like 8,000 over. Yeah, it's like 6,800 damage actually. Gia's super dead. What am I talking about? All right, next match we got James Arc on Diva Hero versus Sam on Bayou. Pretty cool matchup, I guess. Probably one of the more interesting ones in the top 8, which, as I mentioned, were just like infested with Blackwings. So we're gonna go charge into Raiko. Man, what a coincidence! All the Bayou players that topped were playing charge again. Man, that's wild. It's wild. Really makes you think. Really makes you think. I'm glad that the double hamster no charge delusion has been dying off lately. So we're gonna flip up Raiko, target the back row. Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. It's gonna be chained, but obviously that's not a super great Phoenix Wing. You kind of just have to use it to get Maui out of your hand there. We go in with the Armed Wing. Armed Wing hit over the Stratos, and then Armageddon Knight. Not to be confused with Armed Wing or Armor Master. Just like a different R monster. So we're going to go for the Diva play. Into Colossal, not using Miracle yet. I think we want to use the Miracle here to go for some kind of OTK push, maybe? So right now we're just clearing the field. Armageddon Knight going to come down. We can stack for Plague, do a Vayu play. What are we going to go? We're going to go Sork, actually banish. Do we just straight up have lethal with Burial here, actually? We probably do. There's probably a line. It's probably some kind of line. Yeah, this should do it. So James Arc does end up losing this because he didn't go for the Miracle play there. He could have just as easily lost to, like, overcommitting to the field there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he did the right thing not activating Miracle Fusion or not. Sam's hand was just kind of loaded there. So James Arc is going to open up with Stratos again. And then Sam's just going to set a hamster. The pulling the rug is going to stop the breaker, which kind of a wild tech choice, actually. James is on breaker. You don't usually see that in Diva Hero, I don't think. He's going to hit into hamster. Hamster's going to get into a Raiko. We're going to go for a Dark Grepher play. Pitch to send. We're going to make an Armed Wing. And then we are going to start attacking for damage. This should be big damage. The Caius will answer it, though. We can go, like... we're probably better off doing a Dark Grepher play, right? Or maybe... Is it possible? It's not possible to do both, right? No, so we're just going to do the Caius instead. Get rid of the Raiko, hit over the Grepher so they can't follow it up here. Probably just special out Gale in this situation. And... yeah, it's pretty scary if they make Black Rose here. They're not going to, though. They're just going to hit with everything. So James is going to drop kind of low. We could make an Armor Master. We make Black Rose instead. And then we're just going to hold the Maui in our hand. We draw into Diva. That's really nice because we just pitch the Maui special to Grepher. And now we can make a 6 and an 8. So we can make Dark End, but we're actually just going to get a Gilman. And this is a lot of damage. Were we out of Divas in deck? Could have also just gone Gilman and made like a Goyo or a Brio or something. I don't know if that would have been right. This is technically more damage. We got Sirocco, going to hit over there. Then we set the D-Prison, but Dark End kills that. Get in for 17. Get in for nothing because it gets D-Prisoned. We set, and Mind Control is going to end the game. So James takes it there with pretty well played. Pretty well played. I thought that one was looking pretty tough, but he pulled it out. Sam going to open up game number 3 with just a Grepher send pass. Set everything. He's got a Solemn Judgment. James going to do the same kind of Grepher play here. Eats a D-Prison, though. Set Torrential. You got to think they got Solemn set here, though. So you might want to... well, I don't know. Torrential could force it out, I guess. I'm going to go in for another Greffer Send, so getting tons of value out of this Greffer. Dust Shoot's going to be activated. We're going to chain DD Crow to get rid of the Sirocco. We draw into an Allure of Darkness. Do we blind Allure? Yes, we do. We find a Hamster. Okay, that's a decent draw. Typhoon should probably just go for... we go for the Plague Play, yeah. Alright, so we stack the Mally. Not going to Typhoon first. Going to Typhoon after in response to our own Plague to try and bait out a Royal Oppression, get 800 life points for free. The Dark End will get Solemn, but this Torrential is about to go hard, right? Yes. Yes, Torrential just kills 3 things for free. Man, very good. But this Gore's draw, pretty nice for Sam, and Charge also a nice draw. Going to find a Raikou, going to set it. James can force this out, or he could go for Kai's, and I see this is how the game ends. It's going to be Gore's. Oh, no. Oh, no. How do you out this? And Oppression as well. Top deck Miracle is dead, even if you don't have to deal with Oppression, and James just draws into a dead DD Crow. So Sam going to be moving on. Moving on, we got Ghost Rider, who is piloting his usual nonsense, of course, Dragon Turbo. We watched him sack many a player throughout the course of this event. He's going up against Blackwing. So Yondaime, frankly, opens a pretty insane hand anyway. I mean, Dad, Whirlwinds... Yeah, I mean, Dad Whirlwind, what do you got to say? So... Ghost Rider, going to start going off, activates Cards of Consonance, activates Trade-In, drawing a bunch of cards, activates these Upstart Goblins. Presumably one after another, we find Super Rejuvenation, activate that, activate Magical Stone Excavation, get it back, do it again. We're going to go end phase, draw 6 here, so we set both the back row, and we should draw up to 7 cards, and then discard 1. Yeah, that seems right. We discard Card Trooper. Alright, that makes the Debris live, I guess. Although it's probably already live for... Yeah, you could get Whitestone if you really wanted. Yanabe going to go in absolutely crazy. Special out Gale. Make Stardust drop Dad. And then we bring out Tragodia. Icarus attack going to be used at this point. Going to take out the Tragodia and the Reckless Greed. Going to be chained. So now we have a really big hand, but we do still take a ton of damage. How do we deal with this? Main 2, the Dad's going to be used on the set Pot of Avarice. We can go for the Heavy Storm to force out the Stardust Dragon, and then we could try to Black Rose, but what's the follow-up plan here? Just set double Reckless? That's, yeah, we're dead. Like, no, yeah. Unfortunate. Ghost Rider going to go down in game number 1. Game number 2, what do we got? Future Fusion in the opening hand. Future Fusion card destruction. I mean, that's just the Dragon Turbo experience right there. That's the playing against Ghost Rider Dragon Turbo experience. We saw him open this hand before, earlier in the event. Doesn't find Super Rejuve, though. He can dig some more, though. We have a live Cards of Consonance. We find Super Rejuve, and, yeah, pretty safe to say this one is going to be Jover, because we're going to end with, like, 20,000 billion things. We activate the Super Rejuve. Yeah, we're going to end. Yeah, Drago plus Red Med. Why not? Set Decree. Draw a billion. All right, good luck, Blackwing player. Good luck, Blackwing player. We use the other one, too. Let's see the whole deck. Down to 4 cards. All right. Well, that's the end of that. Drago going to reveal. And, well, we'll see if we can cope with this. I don't really know. We can maybe end phase Decree. It's so over. All right, we make Brionic. We win the game. Yeah, that's going to be, we're going to bounce the Drago, so now we can just make some more stuff, banish AFD, summon another Red Med, bring down the Drago again, and attack for game. Very clean by Ghost Rider. Literally nothing Yondaime could do there. The real power of Dragon Turbo being shown off. Is that Snipe Hunter? My dude, my guy. Well, the Dust Shoot here is going to be really devastating, as is the DDV, so... Yeah, this one's not looking so good. Upstart Goblin going to be used. We find a Dragon Tuner. We activate Cards of Consonance. We activate Super Rejuvenation. We end phase, draw 1. And just going to hold the DDV. I think that's generally the correct play. It is technically a form of interaction against Dragon Turbo, so might as well just keep it. We go for trade-in. We find the Snipe Hunter. So we're going to go for the... What did he target? Well, it's obviously not the DDV, or it would have been chained. Lightning Vortex, now DDV going to be chained. We see the hand. And how many? We pitched 1 dragon, so we draw Super Rejuve. I'm going to activate that, draw Cards of Consonance. But it's looking pretty rough for Ghost Rider here. We're on only 2 cards. We're under DDV. We're 1 turn from being dead. And we draw a Quakimeru Dragu. That's not really going to keep us alive. Well, actually, it is going to keep us alive. interesting. We don't take the Drago because it doesn't do anything. And then the DDV's final turn. I think the final turn just going to rip that White Stone. So nothing Ghost Rider can do. He had that one really disgusting duel in game number 2 of this match, but he's going to go down, unfortunately. Next up, moving on to the top 4. We have Sam versus Georgione. So Sam playing Vayu Turbo and Georgione playing regular basic Blackwings. Heavy Storm going to be used. Starlight Road, though, just going to mess it up. So he was really hoping to maybe force out a Solemn Judgment there. Unfortunately, not going to be able to. End phase Icarus going to take out the Raikou and the Trap Dust Shoot. Very lucky, though, that it hit the one completely worthless back row. And now we go in with Blizzard. We hit in. The Sork is live, so we can maybe just like deprison the Stardust and then try to Sork answer whatever gets made here, which I think is what we're going to do. Yeah, Summon Chaos Sork. Put it in attack mode. You might as well against Blackwing because they have all the Piercers anyway. We're just going to summon Gale, hit over. You probably just let this through. No sense spending Mirror Force. We draw into a return. Could potentially be useful later. We can make a level 5 if we want. That's a nice draw. We have Sirocco. We can go in with this. Very good, obviously, in the Bird Mirror. And then when it gets prisoned, I think we can just return at that point. No, we're not going to return. We're going to still just chill, I guess because of fear of Collude and stuff. We draw another Blizzard. And now we flip return. How big does this... Okay, wait. Is this just lethal? Maybe not through Collude. Let's think about this. First of all, Raikou should get summoned. You can't choose to not summon Raikou. It's as many as possible, right? So one Sirocco adds, what, like 46 to the Gale? And then the other Sirocco adds another 46. So we go to 11,000, over 11,000 attack points. So even Collude, even 2 Collutes is not enough to stay alive here because of how freaking big we made that Gale. And then we also can like have their other Gale or something. So yeah. All right, pretty crazy there from Sam. That really showing off the power of return from the different dimension. Especially in the mirror. We're going to Typhoon the back row. Since we have the Dust Tornado anyway to answer the Black Whirlwind, we might as well just use this to make sure our play goes through. We're going to make the Sirocco just beat straight over. Man, this Sirocco is so good. It's so helpful. We draw into Heavy Storm. That's okay. I think we probably just want to wait, though. Probably just set Reaper, set some other stuff. Yeah, all right. We're going to deprison the Sirocco. Now we summon Collude into a Torrential, though, so no more Black Whirlwind search for you. And what on earth are you thinking about? Thinking about dropping Dad? That's so crazy. All right, so end phase, set, pass. Now you got to go for the Dad, target the set monster. Lucky it is a hamster. I mean, the only really punish in this matchup would be if it's Vayu Turbo, obviously. But lucky that there's no Bottomless or anything to answer this Dad. There's only one Dark left. So we could go just like set everything. We could go set Raikou, set... Yeah, that seems to be the correct play. We draw into Black Whirlwind. Maybe thinking about just shotgunning the Blind Allure, but probably not wise to do so. We're just going to hit the set monster, activate Heavy Storm. Now we chain Dust Tornado. That doesn't do anything. And we still need to find it out to this Dark Arm Dragon. We find Brain Control, which is not an out because we have no Darks. Let's see. We can hit over... We draw into... Wow, actually rewarded for going for the Blind Allure here. Draws into a Bora and a Vayu, so you can just banish the Vayu Whirlwind, summon the Bora, and that's going to be the end of the game. Pretty crazy game number 2. On to game number 3. Sam going to be starting out with a pretty sick hand. Activate Charge. See, this is a situation where you could maybe... Since you're setting Raikou anyway, you could just set Raikou and then activate Charge next turn. The risk is maybe you mill, like... your second and third Raikous, I guess, but it's like pretty unlikely. Going to go for a Whirlwind into a Sirocco. So this is a very good going second hand for Georgione. Pretty much everything you could want. He can make a like Dark End and out this set monster, or he could just make Stardust. Kind of makes sense. You're only really worried about set hamsters and Raikous, and it protects your back row. Sam's going to go for Armageddon Knight, and the thing about Dark End is it is a little less. It would be a little more pressure. Sam kind of got off easy in terms of the life points and has more turns to like use his normal summon to try and get around the Stardust. We're going to go for this play into Brionic, but that eats a Solemn Judgment. So now the question is... Yeah, I don't see how we do this. We need to wait a turn, summon Dark Grepher, pitch the Vayu, and then we have like Brain Burial. That should probably be enough to win the game. So yeah, Georgione... Not really going to be able to win this turn, though. Maybe it would have been vaguely somehow close to possible if they had gone for the Dark End route. I'm not exactly sure. Here we just go for Brain Control to start out, and this should be the end of the game, I would think, because we make this, we activate Burial, we stack for Plague, we go our own Dark End, we out the Colute, and then we summon another Vayu monster with the Burial from the different dimension. In fact, we summon 2 more, and that's a bajillion big dudes on the field. Giorgione's Mirror Force not going to stop it because we have a Stardust Dragon. So Sam's going to take that one. He's going to be moving on to the finals. Next match we've got Yandere versus Turna, determining who else is going to be moving on to the finals here. It's another Blackwing, Vayu, Mirror. Man, the top 4 was just Blackwing, Vayu, Blackwing, Vayu. Damn. What an undercooked top cut. Oh well, we'll get into that later when we end up eventually reviewing the deck list. Gonna hit into a Reaper here. Special out the Gale, out the Reaper. Very nice. Special Bora as well. Just gonna go for Armor Master Pass. Was that the right play? I don't know. We're Summon Trooper. Hit over the Vayu probably. I guess with the Vayu in play, maybe if it goes to the graveyard, it makes a Silverwind, but also it would be nice to have the Bora to use with Whirlwind. It looks like Yandere is on multiple Vayus in his Blackwing build. He's going to sink into Armed Wing here. Hit over. Yeah, I'm not sure why he synced there either. It keeps sinking for some reason. I don't really understand it. Dark Arm comes down, but that eats an Oppression, but there's a Judgment. Oh no. Dark Arm Dragon is about to mess things up. Should probably just pop. The only pops the Armor Master. Do we just have Game here? We probably just have Game here. Yeah, hit the back row, hit the other monster. This is way over 61. This is like 72 or something. So we're going to the next game, and just like that, it's over before it began. Game number 2. We got a pretty good starting hand for, well, it's like an okay starting hand for Turna. Kind of a mid starting hand for Yandere. Just activates it at lore and passes. Charge Mill Plague. Sirocco Vayu. This is why Turna put Charge in his deck, man. He understands. He understands why we gotta play Charge of the Light Brigade in Vayu. Boom! Do you see how free that is? That's so crazy. Alright, sometimes you just, like, win the game. For no reason. And we're going in with the Sirocco Gale, so both of these back row removal things gotta be used right now, otherwise they're just gonna make Stardust. Speaking of which, no, we're going to drop the Bora, which I think we just drew off the Legacy of Yada here, and pump it up to 5k, hit for 4,900 damage, but that's okay. All we got to do is mill in this deck. Alright, no good mills there, but you know what? The good mills have already been had. At this point, what? Do we go for the Brain Control? I don't think we have Lethal, so maybe not. Yeah, we probably just go for the Vayu, and then... Oh, we do Brain Control. We take Bora. Okay, so we're going to stack for Plague and try to make a Bryonic. No, we make Goyo. That's crazy. What if it's a Battle Trap? We would just lose the duel. Turna's just going all in. Fortunately for them, it is not a Battle Trap. It's just a Typhoon. Typhoon going to be used on the Heavy Storm. Just going to let that through. We hit into a Hamster, and that has to be the end of the game, right? That just has to be the end. The fact that Turna went for that play into an unknown back row, though, and it really, really paid off there, so... Nice one. The mill was crazy. The mill off Charge. That I know that man is not cutting Charge of the Light Brigade from his deck after that. Alright, final match. We got 2 Vayu decks. Pretty crazy, because we've been remarking how many of these events Vayu's been winning, and Vayu with a 100% chance at this point to win the whole event. Sam's going to go first. Starts with set Hamster. Pretty tough to deal with. We do hit into it with an Armageddon Knight. Probably just don't set these back row. Yeah. Don't give them the value off the Raikou. Instead, they're going to make Goyo. But Goyo is going to steal the Armageddon Knight, and now they get their own mill. We draw into Card Trooper. That's really good because we can hit into the Raikou, force it out now, and then we're able to just set everything. Even going to set the return, just like say if they have heavy at this point, you know, whatever. We go for Mirror Force. Fine. They go set Raikou, set Deep Prison. At this point, we are going to stack for play, go for a Caius play. Hit to the set Raikou, we eat a Bottomless. We could flip return now, but I think probably better to wait. Opponent's going to go in with the Vayu. That's got to eat a Deep Prison, right? Rhoda's going to be used, summon Armageddon Knight, send another Vayu from deck. And now we go for Plague? Yo, we're going in here. That's crazy. We make Thought Ruler, so just like has a read on Deep Prison or something. But if you have... This is still just going to, like, out the Armor Master, so, yeah, I don't know. Deep Prison going to be used. Now we go Storm into Chain Return, so the big play occurs at this moment. We make a level 8 Synchro, we stack for Plague, we summon Greffer, we make Goyo Guardian. Goyo going to opt to take the Armageddon Knight so that we can send something from our deck. We send Necro Gardna. Then the Colossal Fighter is going to out this, but the opponent has Brain Caius, so this is pretty scary to deal with. We could use Necro Gardna here, maybe. Yeah, we're going to do that, but the Caius puts us in a bad spot. We don't have any graveyard resources right now. They're going to summon out a Dark Greffer. Swing with the Caius. We draw Hamster, which is actually one of the best draws I think we could have gotten. One of the only ways we're staying alive through this specific situation anyway. But that being said, still not that good. We do mill a Sirocco. We bring down Armed Wing. We try to summon Dad, even though we've got like 4 Darks or something. But it doesn't matter because there's an Oppression there. So going on to game number 2. Game number 2, damn, that was a crazy game number 1. Very back and forth, very close. Could have gone either way. Looks like both players bringing in DD Crow. We're going to go for Greffer. Greffer just going to swing in, so not going to use the Vayu just yet. We draw into a Card Trooper. That's really good. We could probably just summon that. We can also Roto for Greffer, start filling up our graveyard. We actually mill with Raikou and kill the Greffer before we do any of this. So I guess this means Turna's just going for a game shot, specialing out the Greffer. Going to summon a level 6. Going to summon Plague, going to try and stack with Plague, but that gets DD Crowed, so no OTK game shot there for you. Sam is going to get to have a turn yet. Draws not too good. We can go for the Vayu. Should probably just Crow this, right? Yeah, we do Crow this. And now we can go for our Armageddon Knight play. And that's presumably going to allow us to make a Bryonic here, hit over the Dark Greffer, and then pitch our 2 cards that we want in the graveyard anyway to bounce the other 2 Synchros. So Turna's actually kind of not in a great spot here, but Sam is on only 900 life, Turna basically full. Going to just swing over the Set Monster. It is a Card Trooper, going to get us a draw. Now we have Mirror Torrential, so basically guaranteed to clear this. Just going to Mirror Force the Bryonic. Opponent going to set the Solemn Judgment. We draw into a Deep Prison. We draw into a Dad, which is live. We try to drop it, but it eats a Solemn Judgment. So Sam getting super low here. Raikou going to be flipped on the back row. We're going to try to Caius the other one, but it is a Torrential Tribute. So going to trade okay there, I guess. We swing with Vayu. That eats a Deep Prison. Obviously, that would just be lethal. Took some absolute guts to not set the DD Crow there. I'm just going to hold it instead. Is there a Gardna down there? Okay, there is a Gardna. Makes sense then. We're just going to set Solemn Judgment. Actually, both players have a Gardna. Rhoda's going to grab an Armageddon Knight. That's going to let them send a Vayu. Actually, not going to Solemn the Armageddon Knight is a... oh, I see why, because we have a Sirocco. So the plan is we can use Solemn to back up our Sirocco play to just go for game this turn. So if we just summon Sirocco attack, but there's a Gardna, so that's not exactly going to work either. Going to choose to activate the Allure instead. Activate Charge. Charge is going to mill the 3rd Raikou. No! Oh, that's so unlucky. He had gone through all his Raikous already. Man, rough. We're going to activate Necro Gardna at this point, and then Caius going to be used. Caius the Back Row Syndrome, an absolute classic. Hits the Bottomless Trap Hole. Bottomless going to be chained, presumably. Seems pretty good. Kind of winning the 50-50 there by choosing not to Judgment. The Spirit Reaper is going to let us wall for a while. We activate MST in the end phase. And we draw Return. Oh my god, that's so crazy. That's so crazy. We got to go for it, right? We gotta go for it. We activate Return. Yeah, this summons a lot of things. This summons a lot of... We have a Judgment to stop a back row as well. Oh man. Oh man. We go for Black Rose Dragon because now we can activate Vayu. But the opponent can just Crow this. However, there's just no way we're not getting 2 things onto the field because we have an Armageddon Knight as well. So they're just going to scoop it up. We're going to game number 3. All right. Turna going to take that one. And Sam opens up with a set Hamster. We're going to go for an Allure. Just decide to keep the Sirocco. It's probably the best card to play into stuff like Hamster Raikou in the mirror. And we do decide to just set everything here. Not going to Solemn the Raikou, though. Just let it through. It hits the bluff heavy. That's kind of fine, though, because Sam doesn't even have spell traps. He's just going to summon Gale and swing. Gets the Mirror Force. All right, it's a decent Mirror Force. Sirocco going to hit in for 1,000. Fine. We go set Raikou. The opponent draws a Vayu. They summon Armageddon Knight. Does that put us to 3 darks? It does, but we're not bringing out the Dad. We're bringing out the Sorcerer. Going to try to banish that Sirocco. Stack for Plague. Make us Stardust? No, make Dark End. Dark End gets bottomless. Now we swing. Going to trade pretty well with the Raikou at least, I guess. But we did stack for Plague. And the Spirit Reaper going to hit in. Rip a card. Hopefully rip this Dark Arm Dragon, otherwise it might mess us up here. Hits the Vayu instead? What? How does the 3 result in that card, Turna? How? What are you doing? It should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if you're backwards, but 3 should always be the middle. Why did you do it that way? You ended up hitting the Vayu anyway. It's like the worst thing you could have hit. Alright, whatever. Whatever. You fool, Turna, you backwards individual. And Raikou is going to mill a Vayu and a Sirocco, so very nice there. We're going to use the Vayu, bring out an Armed Wing, and I think Dark Armed is still dead. There should be 4 darks right now. Yeah, there's 4 darks. We could also go for Greffer and just like put more Vayu material in the graveyard. I think there's still plenty in our deck, but we're not going to right now, not wanting to play into Torrential Tribute, I guess. We set Torrential, gets end phase Typhooned. We could Gale kill this at any point, but the issue is if we do, he'll just make another Vayu dude and hit over our Gale with it. So it looks like we're just going to go for the Gale at this point because we're getting beat too low. Actually, just going to full pass, not even going to hit over it. Going to make them crash so that they can summon an Armor Master, which looks like is what is happening. Going to drop Dad finally. That gets Solemn Judgmented. We go for the Gale Have at this point, and we should summon Greffer, go for the Greffer play. Now we Black Rose, and we don't Black Rose? Okay, we're not Black Rosing. Is Black Rose gone or something? No, just like playing around Road, I guess? I'm not sure. But we hit over, we hit in, we can make Armor Master here, I guess, in main 2. It's like, okay, they're getting some weird life point math here. We summon the Armageddon Knight that we drew off the... Still don't want to make Black Rose for some reason. I don't know. We're just going to send a Vayu piece. Now we make Armor Master. Wait, we didn't make Armor Master last turn. We just swing in here. We swing in direct for 25. And, wait, what? Is this life point count wrong? I'm confused. Are they just, like, scooping at this point? No, there's no way you just scoop right here. You have a Caius and a Silverwind set up. All right, that makes 2 games in this top 8 where I don't understand how they ended, but whatever. We're going to wrap up the video at this point. Those are the top 8 games. Turno was probably winning this one anyway, I guess. Maybe they did some... There was like a debate over the life points, so maybe that's what happened. He was like on lower life than it looked like he was at or something. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, those were the matches. Like always, hope you guys enjoyed, and be sure to check out for those top 8 deck profiles that I will probably be posting tomorrow, I think. So, yeah, see you then. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Furthermore, if you enjoy my content, you should think about becoming a channel member. You get access to tons of bonus content, and it's a great way to help support the channel.